We had the food web that we are going to be creating online, and I told you that you can use either one in your OneDrive, you can use a Word document or a single PowerPoint slide to do that. And some of the problems that you have in there is that you can't move your pictures around easily and you can't put the arrows. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about doing those two things. We'll start first with Word. So if you are in your OneDrive and you go to a Word document, choose a new blank document. One of the things I like to do from the beginning is to change my margins and make them a little bit smaller. Let me see if I can get there. Whoops. Page layout. Go to page layout and margins. And I like to make the margins at least the narrow, which makes them very small. It gives me more surface area to work with. So then if I want to add some pictures in, let's say that I go and I look for a tree sparrow. And so I see this picture and I want to keep that one. So I hit the control button on my computer and then click on the picture and it brings up copy image. I want to copy that image. Now sometimes this doesn't work because the image may be copyrighted, but this one is allowing me to copy the image. So I want to do that. And then I'm going to go back to my document and I'm going to go Command V, which is pasting. And that pasted my sparrow. And let's make it a little bit smaller, but it's staying in one position. It's hard to make it move anywhere. It won't go. So I want to edit this in Word. You're going through this process. It's opening it up in Word. And now this is in my, on the computer version. So I'm going to click on the picture, double click on the picture. And it brings up this top bar. And I come over to where it says wrap text. Click on that and make it tight. And this allows me to be able to move that picture anywhere. So each picture that you add, you will need to double click on it, go to wrap text and change it to tight. And then you can move it where you want. Let me go find a picture maybe of an eagle. Okay, images. And let's say that I want to choose this image. Remember, I hit Control on my computer, click on it, copy image. Then I come back over to my document that is on the computer. And I'm going to Command V. And that brings it in. Now, I know I can't have that picture that large, so I'm going to bring it in smaller. And I click on it to where it's got these little buttons all around the side, and it brought up the top bar that says wrap text right here. So I changed that to tight, and now I can just move them anywhere I want to on there. Well, I know that the eagle might eat a sparrow, so I'm going to put my arrow from the sparrow going into the eagle because that would be what would eat it. So go to Insert, and I want to insert a shape. Under Shape, when I click into it, if I look there, I've got all of these different shapes. I can do curved arrows, like if I have to go around a picture, I could use this, or I could use the straight one. For now, I'm going to just use the straight one. And I go from the sparrow, whoops, let me get back there and go to Insert, Shape, and there. And I'm going to go clicking from here to the eagle. And I can change the color of that. So if I double click on it, I can change the color to maybe black if I'd rather have it black. I can make it thicker. Let's see what I can make it look like. I can make it thicker on here. So do you see how it's getting thicker when I changed up here? I'm going to take away this one that I had accidentally put on there. So now if I select all, if I go over these, I'm holding my control button and I'm clicking, whoops, hold on, shift, and I'm holding the shift button down and clicking all of those. And then I can group these. I went to layout button, grouping right here. So now watch what happens if I move little bird over, I can move them both. If I want to ungroup them, I just click again and it ungroups them. So you may or may not want to group them, but whenever you move them around, it changes by that. So right now mine are not grouped, but if you see as I move it, it keeps that arrow collected or connected to the eagle right there, so that I won't have to keep repositioning all of the arrows. So that's the way you add pictures, and you can adjust them and move them around on your screen. So I hope that helps you with adding pictures. Going into a PowerPoint slide. So if I go to a new presentation, and let me click off of these, delete that one. And then I go to collect a picture over here. Let's say I get that eagle again. Eagle. Images. And I want to collect this eagle. I hit the control button, click on it, and copy. Let me click into it first. I hit the control button, copy image. So let's go back to that PowerPoint, Command V, and then I want to make it a little smaller. So the same process, I click on that, and it will allow me to be able to move it around to different places. I can insert the shape, which is the arrow. So if I want something else to be going into the eagle, like that little wren, let me go get a picture of him. Copy image. I hit the control button and copy image. And I'm hitting Command Tab, and that switches me back to the PowerPoint. And then I hit Command V, and that allows me to move that in here. Now I need to move this because we're going to feed the little wren to the eagle. All right, so that would be how you would use the arrows. So if that helps you a little bit, maybe you can get your food web. I would suggest that you put a text box in here, and let's talk about which biome you're working from. So I'm going to go get a text box, and in here I'm going to say this is the deciduous forest. And I can change the font on that. So I'm going to click on it and then change the font. There we go. And just creating it. Now don't forget, you need to add a text box to each one of your pictures as well, so we know what that one is. So this one was the wren. This one was a picture of an eagle. Text box, where did that one go? They were right there. All right, so now we've got our, I think, like, did you see how, whoops, let me take off that W there. If I move this, you see how the word eagle is not connected with it? So I want to group those two together. So I'm going to click that and click that together, and I'm going to group them. I go into the layout and group those together. Okay, hope this helps.